You already know how to get into shape, but you still haven't done it. You know you need to eat correctly, train hard, sleep, and do it consistently. But you've known that for years. And the issue is not that you need more information. I think at this stage, we all know information isn't the issue. The issue is the gap from what you know you should be doing and what you're actually doing on a daily basis. We need to close that gap. And there's 4 things that need to align for us to actually close that gap and to get into shape and also stay in shape for life. Because getting into shape once and falling out of shape, it's not impressive. Your identity, your standards, your structure, and your environment. And in this video, I'm going to talk through each and every one of them. So let's get into it. The first thing is your identity. You first need to become the man before you get the results. You don't get the results and then you become the man. It doesn't work like that. And this is the first thing that we work on with the guys in Total Control. We need to align our identity to the person who already has those results. How does he walk? How does he talk? How does he carry himself? What are the daily actions that he takes? The difference between someone wanting to get into shape, wanting to get 10% body fat, wanting to feel more confident, compared to the person who says, I am in shape, I am confident, I operate at the highest standard each and every day. The guy who thinks he's already in shape and then takes the actions as the guy who's in shape, he's the guy who actually gets results. Because let's look at the opposite side. If you say, I want to get into shape, I want to lose body fat, but yet there's a little bit of inconvenience that pops up in your day-to-day, you're not going to act as if you already had the results. You're going to take the wrong options, whether that's with your diet, whether it's skipping your training plan, not going to bed on time. The first thing that needs to happen is identity needs to be aligned to the outcome that we want. The OG Neville Goddard says, you need to assume we already are the person, that we have the results that we want, and we act from that assumption. So that's the number one thing, your identity. The second thing is your daily standards. Okay, so now that our identity is aligned, we need to have a daily blueprint, is what I use, what I give to the guys. We need to have a daily blueprint that no matter what happens, we hit that blueprint. We don't go to bed until that blueprint is hit. When it comes to your fitness goals, you have your fitness blueprint. So there's a set of things that need to happen each and every single day. Because it's all well and good aligning your identity and acting as if you already have the results that you want, but if the actions aren't aligned with that identity, you're not going to get the results, because at the end of the day, it's cause and effect. The inputs will get the output that you want. So we need to actively each and every day show up and take that blueprint. And why this is very important, because it's your non-negotiable. Okay, we then stop relying on motivation, because look, at the end of the day, we all know motivation comes and goes. We're fully aware of that. So if we're relying on motivation to get into shape, yes, you might be motivated for 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks, but then what happens? Motivation dips, work gets busy, work gets stressful, family life, personal life, things pop up. They're always going to pop up. But if we haven't solidified that daily blueprint and we don't make it non-negotiable, the stress can overtake, the vices kick in, and we fall back to square one. And this is the cycle that I see so many guys take. They're stuck in this constant cycle of slowly making progress, getting motivated, some external factor hits, or else internally they don't feel as aligned as they were at the start, and then their habits fall. Their blueprint slips up and they go back down to square one. So you're in this constant cycle of into shape, out of shape, into shape, out of shape. And I can promise you right now, if we're relying on motivation over a set of structures, a set of daily standards, a daily blueprint, we will not get the results that we want. We may get it short term, but it's not going to last long term. And that's the key. We want to get into shape. We want to feel our best. We want to operate at our best. So that daily blueprint is what's going to get us there. The third thing is the structure. How is it actually structured? Is it designed for our life, or are we copying AI? Are we following random training splits of some influencer? Are we sticking to like a fitness app that doesn't actually take into consideration our work life or family life? an adjustment in our environment, an adjustment in our, we have to travel one day. The structure needs to be built out specific to you. One day work might be a little bit more, or 1 week we may have to travel for work. Another week we may be at home. The structure looks completely different depending on where you're at and what phase and season you're in with your life, with your business, with your career. It always needs to be adjusting. So rather than looking for the perfect plan and the perfect time, we need to have a tailored structure that is designed around our life, the foods that we enjoy, our work schedule, and make sure that that structure actually makes us perform at our level best, physically, but mentally, so we're cognitively sharp, and we're performing well and recovering in the gym. So that structure needs to be specific to you. And like, this is the first thing that needs to happen. We need to understand, okay, what does your life actually look like? What's actually sustainable for you long term when it comes to that structure? Because as I said, it's long-term results we want. We don't want quick fixes. So we then have to build out that structure, install it into your life. And this is constant refinement as well. You have to understand that it's not just like one blueprint from the start that's going to work for 6 months down the line. It will adjust as we go. Your training needs to adjust. Your nutrition needs to adjust. As your body adjusts, the protocol that you take adjusts. As your routine, as stress from work, as family life, travel, social occasions. There needs to be systems and frameworks that actually allow you to navigate yourself through these situations. So that structure is so important. And then the final thing is your environment. Who you actually around. Are the goals that you have alien to the people you want? Because if you're trying to get into shape with your friends, your family, your co-workers, your business partners, they think you're like, what's this weirdo doing? Why is he going to the gym? Why is he eating good quality food to make him feel better? Crazy, I know. But that environment and the people in your close proximity have a huge impact on whether you're actually going to achieve those results or not. And I have a rule that I follow. There's areas in my life, okay, so it's my fitness, my career, my business, my finances, my relationships. If there's any area that I know deep down need improving, I find, okay, who's somebody that is a living outcome of what I'm trying to achieve? And I've done this all the way up through with every area of my life. I will go to that person. He's the living, breathing outcome of what I'm trying to achieve. I will get as close proximity to that person as I can to understand how he thinks, what his day looks like, how he operates, his belief systems. I want to understand how he's thinking, moving, operating. Because as I said, you align the identity, but get close to the people who are actually living, breathing outcome of what you're trying to achieve. And that is the quickest way to achieve the results that you do want. And in my Total Control coaching with the guys, we're in a mastermind, a weekly mastermind we have. Because yes, you want to be a player as you possibly can, but we want to have people who are on the same mission as us. Okay, and like even just look at one of the guys here. I'll just get my phone up. This is one guy, he's 15 weeks in. Within 15 weeks, he's achieved this result. He's went from here to here. I don't know, can you see that? But he's been training for years and years and years and years. And within 14 weeks, he messaged me saying, I've completely surpassed what I thought I was actually capable of doing. Because he's around like-minded people. He has a structure that's suited to him. His identity is aligned. He has his daily blueprint. And it becomes inevitable. You getting into shape becomes inevitable. And the physique, you realize then, is actually just a byproduct. How you feel, how you operate, how you show up and work in your business, the standards that you hold yourself to in areas of life, with your partner, has more respect for you. You're mentally sharper, you operate at a higher standard, and just life gets better. Okay, so they're the exact 4 steps that you need to follow. Your identity, your standards, the structure, and the environment. Get around people, like-minded people. Get as close proximity to someone that's living outcome of what you're trying to achieve. And I promise you, that is the quickest way to achieve the results you want. And when it comes to where you're currently at right now, stuck in this cycle of in shape, out of shape, in shape, out of shape, trying protocol, trying different diets, trying keto, trying carnivore, trying the new trending workout plan, that's going to continue to happen for years and years and years if you don't actually take control of it now. And the guys, like Tom sent me a message here. He was like, I've been trying for years But I finally decided enough was enough. I went all in. And within 15 weeks, he's achieved the results that he wants. So it's like things can happen very, very quickly. As long as you decide right now and you take the action. But if we don't take the action on what we're actually trying to achieve and we're consistently waiting to start on Monday, the new month, when time settled down, when our project in work is finished, we'll properly lock in then. It just keeps kicking the can down. We never actually take control of what needs to be taken control of. And we don't actually get the results that we want. I'll leave you at that. I want to see you win. I know you will. If you liked the video, make sure to subscribe, comment, give me an old like, and we'll see you in the next one.